Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be reviewing To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods by Molly X. Chang, and I will not be continuing on with this series. I'm going to be straight up about this one. I did not like this book. That was incredibly disappointing to me, not only because of all the hype this book was getting prior to its release date, but also because, if you've been around my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm an absolute sucker for a pretty book cover, and this cover is absolutely gorgeous. For those that don't know, To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods was originally marketed as an enemies to lovers Utara-style colonizer romance novel set in a fantasy version of ancient China, loosely based on Chinese history and the author's own family's experiences. As a person who loves reading about morally great characters who challenge one another's ideology and help one another grow as people, while also responding to their partner's questionable behavior by being even worse, I was absolutely ready to love this book. However, as a loyal Zutara shipper, after I finished reading it, I was offended on a personal level. Enemies to lovers as a character device can work effectively to present complex ideological and moral arguments within a story if done well. However, in To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, all the beauty of a character device like this is bogged down by sloppy writing, inconsistent character development, no relationship setup, and the glaring fact that our main character, Ryung, never once questions the primary conflict of the story, the economic and social destruction and eventual active experimentation and genocide of her people by her supposed love interest's people, and his initial apathy and later on active support of said experimentation and genocide. No counterargument is ever made against the prince colonizer's toxic, self-destructive, barbaric ideology, unless the entire premise falls flat and the story overall, presented in the way it is, feels wasted. Molly X. Chang presents a convoluted narrative that fails to deliver on its promising premise. The novel follows a disjointed storyline filled with underdeveloped characters and confusing plot twists. Chang's writing style lacks cohesion, leaving readers struggling to engage with the story or empathize with its protagonists. The world building in this novel is haphazard at best, with inconsistent rules and poorly explained magical elements, instead of immersing readers in a richly detailed universe. Chang's words feel shallow and underdeveloped, leaving many unanswered questions and frustrating gaps in logic. Character development is virtually non-existent, with protagonists that lack depth or motivation. Readers are left with little reason to invest in these struggles or triumphs, as they remain distant and unrelatable throughout the narrative. Additionally, the dialogue feels stilted and unnatural, further detracting from the believability of the characters' interactions. Despite its potential, To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods ultimately falls short of expectations, leaving a lackluster reading experience filled with confusion and disappointment. Chang's ambitious ideas are drowned out by poor execution, resulting in a forgettable novel that fails to leave a lasting impression on its audience for any reason other than its worst attributes.